Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Friday, December the 2nd, 2022. Listen, if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. Actually, it's right over here, down there in the bottom right corner. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. All right, let me get pre-med Jocelyn out of the way. Of course, her run took her right by Dex's apartment. Knock, knock, knock. Because pre-med Joss at your service. She wanted to check his wound. He says, no, it's doing fine. She forgets he was a medic, right? But no, she had to check it for herself. And she goes, okay, it's healing nicely. And he's like, okay, and how do you know? And so she goes, I have been looking up, online. And he was like, what, you Google it? He made a little joke. She goes, no, on GH's website. And so they were talking, and, in Dex's mind, he heard what Michael said, you've got to break this off with Jocelyn. So, him, Hod, I really didn't listen to all of their conversation. I fast forwarded a lot of it. But he did tell her, he goes, okay, I got shot. She goes, yeah. Well, it was doing something illegal. And she says, of course it was something illegal. You worked for Sonny. So then he goes, but that's why you need to step back. You need to, really like not associate with me. And she's like, look, I know who you work for. I know you do illegal things, but I make up my own mind. And I'm not going to abandon you. What we went through, together, I, saw you break your fever and all. Like now, I'm just your savior, which she was. But she's like, I am not walking away from you now. So, needless to say, they go back and forth enough, and she goes, so how do you really feel, Dex? How do you really feel? And of course, he runs over, no, not run over, but rushes over to her and kisses her again. So there they are, lip locked again. You know, Cameron, who there is no Cameron. And realistically, at this point, when Jocelyn and Cameron breaks up, he's probably already expecting it. He'll be like, well, you know what? I definitely saw that coming, right? So that was them. And then we have Sasha. Sam came to the park and she helped Sasha with the decorations. The park's coming along nicely. And Sasha is actually very happy that Nina volunteered her for that. She goes, it turns out some of the best medicine is helping others, you know. And so they were talking, and then Sasha was going to say, talk about Liam, and she kind of caught herself. And then Sam says, listen, Sasha, there's one thing you don't have to do is you don't have to censor your words with me. Say whatever is on your mind. And Sam said, I lost a daughter too. She was stillborn. I think about her every day. And actually, Sam's daughter's name, I think, was Lila. I think she named her daughter Lila, right? And Sasha's like, I didn't know that. She says, yeah, and I think about her every day. How her life would have been or could have been, and, the whole 9 yards. And so then Sasha did talk about Liam. And so it made her feel better. And she was smiling, uh, let's let Chase get with Sasha. Really, Sasha deserves two good men in her life. She had Brando, and Chase is another good man. Now, does anyone remember? See, this is how soap operas age children, right? Because Sam's baby, Christina, was 2 years old, right around 2 or 3, when, of course, she had leukemia. Every child has a deadly disease or illness on soaps, right? Alexis was begging Sam for her stem cells for Christina, so Christina could live. Now, Sam was pregnant. That was Sonny's baby. Sam was pregnant by Sonny. I think she was even living with Sonny at the penthouse. But then Sonny and Carly got back together again. And Sonny told Jason to look after Sam. So Jason had the penthouse across from Sonny, and he brought Sam there so that he could look after, Sonny could still be right back with Carly, but looking in on Sam. But Carly knew Sam was pregnant with Sonny's baby. That was just, Sonny and Carly, they go back and forth. And at some point, they will be back together again, probably next year at some point. So anyway, Sam throughout finally saw past her grief, because I don't even know if she knew Alexis was her mother at this point. I don't know. It took a minute for that to come out, right? So she did agree. And of course, that's what saved Christina's life. So now when you look at it, Sam, when the girls are together, Sam, Christina, and Molly, yes, you could clearly tell Sam is older than her other sisters, but she don't look old enough pretty much to be Christina's mother, when Christina was only about 2 or 3 when Sam's baby, she donated the baby's stem cells. So anyway, that was a bit of GH history. We also had Dante. He had an interesting talk with Sonny. Interesting, because what Dante was telling Sonny is the lines for him have blurred where Sonny is concerned. And Sonny's like, well, what do you mean? I've never asked you to do anything illegal for me or look the other way. And Dante says, no, you haven't, but I have done it. He says, and I have. He says, I know you had Dex abducted and beaten because you thought he was the hook killer. I know it. I even had to go when Dex would not. I saw Dex's bruises, but Dex refused to cooperate. He goes, I let it go. I even told Michael he lied. But he goes, I did that in front of you, but I did that to let you know that I knew it was you. And he said, if it was anybody else, I would have pursued it more. I would have questioned more witnesses. He says, and then we've got Anna's escape. I know you helped Anna escape. You were talking to, I heard you on the phone, checking, how's Anna? How'd it go? Or things said, or whatever or things are all set, or whatever Sonny said. He goes, I told you I was arranging for protection for Anna in Pittenville. And Dante said, sure you were. He says, but I'm just telling you, Dad, I love you, but I am a cop. And there's going to come a time, and not going to come a time. He says, I'm going to start upholding my oath to the fullest extent. Now I have to do a better job of being a detective. He says, so there's probably going to come a point in time when you don't cover your tracks as well as you think you did. He said, because I truly have to investigate the Anna case, even though Dante and the whole force is behind, and Mac and everybody's behind Anna, rooting for her, right? So Dante's going to have to do that, but he's just telling Sonny, I hope you covered your tracks. He says, and he goes, if I arrest you, so Sonny says, look, then so be it. He goes, I'm still going to love you, Dante. And Dante said, that's good to hear, because I'm still going to love you too. But I'm just going to have to do my job, Dad. And so they hugged each other. That was a nice scene. And it made me think, we got this trouble coming with this, pikemen, security, whatever. We got trouble coming. Probably war is going to break out. Dante may end up having to arrest Sonny. And I kind of think they're setting the stage for that. But in reality, when push comes to shove, Dante still is, depending on how the war goes, Dante's still down for his daddy. He really is. And then we had Michael talk to Drew, and Drew let him know about how Carly and he could be in trouble if Ned decides to dime. So they need to make a little nicer to Ned. And then Michael's like, well, yeah, I don't want my mother to get in trouble or you either. So, okay, I'll be nicer to Ned too, you know. But then Drew told Michael that he and Carly were having to back off from, they were seeing each other. And Michael said, I didn't hear it for sure, but I kind of thought you two were getting close. And then you went to Florida to help her. But he says, but then when you guys came back, you guys are acting more like you're just, it's a friendship. And he says, well, that's because we can't have it appear that there's anything more, because then there could be trouble. And so Michael was telling him, look, life is short. I've learned that. I'm learning that. So if you and my mom are finding something special, then keep it a secret. You know, do it in private, but don't not be there for each other or give up on a relationship because you're so busy making sure people, you know, don't find out about it. And so that got Drew to thinking. So then we had, let's see, I'm getting to, Victor brings Nicholas to Pittenville. Finally, Spencer should be released this month, right? Victor finally made Nicholas come. And Spencer did his Spencer. Oh no, I'm going back to my cell. And Spencer's all clean shaven. Goodness, and they got a little prison jumpsuit to fit. So Cyrus must be making sure that he's, you know, you're going to give my family the right size clothes. So anyway, Nicholas ends up telling Spencer, you know, Spencer, that I'm still there for you. I really want us to get a relationship together. And Spencer kind of let him know, well, there's no need. Look, Uncle Victor has already told me if I keep quiet about you sleeping with Esme, that I will get my inheritance ahead of schedule. So you see, Father, there's no need for you. And Nicholas looks at Victor, and Victor's like, yep, I sure did. Sure did tell him that. You know, so Nicholas ends up leaving, and Victor says, you know, you have squandered the time that I had your father here. You two need to make up. And Spencer's like, that is not gonna happen. And Spencer was just at Victor, like, don't, you know, you can't control me with that. No, you know. And so then the door, you know, where the guard lets another prisoner in, Cyrus just gets to come in and interrupt everybody, either interrupt their visit with somebody and or at the end of the visit, he walking right on in having his unscheduled visit with Spencer's visitors, you know? So Cyrus comes walking in and Victor's looking like, who's that? And he told Spencer, oh, I mean, I was waiting for you for our chess game and you're late. And Spencer says, oh, yeah, you know. And so Victor says, well, he's visiting family. And so Cyrus says, well, I'm here too, you know. And Victor's looking like, who are you? And he goes, you know my brother. He goes, I'm Cyrus Renault. And he goes, oh, yeah, the notorious Cyrus Renault. He says, you know my brother Martin. He goes, yes, Martin is Valentine's attorney. And so then Cyrus says, yeah, and you put my brother in danger. You tried to hurt Martin. And I take offense to that. And he goes, I have nothing to do with the abduction of Lucy Coe. And he goes, I am not talking about Lucy Coe. Last summer, you put a hit out on my brother Martin and my sister Laura. And Victor looked like, wait, what? Laura has a brother? Because remember, that's new revelation, right? Laura has brothers? And he goes, and Victor, soon as he said that, and my sister Laura, Spencer turned and he looked at his Uncle Victor. He said, is this true? You tried to kill my grandmother? And Victor's like, I did nothing of the sort. And so Cyrus says, my sources are never wrong. And it was definitely you. So I'm here to tell you, I will protect my family and you will not try to harm them ever again. And guess what? Spencer is my family as well. And Spencer goes, well, yeah, Uncle Victor, this is my Uncle Cyrus, you know? And but I think he said that before he found out about Laura, because Spencer was pissed, right? And so he's like, you know what? Victor says, here, you two go to have it at, have at it on your chess game. So he looks at Spencer, he said, but remember, you're not going to always protect yourself, Spencer, because you're not always going to have a knight in shining armor to rescue you. And Spencer just looks at him. And and Victor walks out and he looks at Cyrus, and Cyrus is looking at him like, man. See, Victor has a hard time dealing with mob boss criminals. That's why Sonny, he backs down from Sonny, right? Well, Cyrus is another ball of wax, okay? So Cyrus, once Victor leaves, Spencer looks at Cyrus and he goes, I'm sorry you found out about your uncle that way, with what he tried to do. And Spencer says, I think I'm going to go back to my cell. I don't feel like playing chess anymore. Because now he's starting to think, no wonder why grandmother is always telling me to stay away from my Uncle Victor. But unfortunately to me, Spencer and Cyrus are getting definitely chummy. Really, really chummy, which of course, something's going to happen to where Cyrus is going to end up getting out of prison. They're going to bring his notorious reign. And guess what? Cyrus may be what's needed to neutralize the Pinkerton security, whatever that is, the threat that's coming, right? So we shall see. Or either Cyrus is the one that's running it from behind bars. But I really, really believe that he's not, because that takes a massive endeavor to get done. So that was so interesting. Now we're going to get to Willow. Remember, we left Willow fainted after she yelled at Nina. And her and Nina and Carly rushed to Willow. I'm like, Willow. So they turn her over and Nina's like, I'll call 911. And Carly's like, no, help me with Willow first. Right? So Carly knew to elevate Willow's legs up, turned her back on her back, elevated her legs up, because Willow did not fall on her stomach. She fainted and fell on her side, because I was watching that faint and fall, right? So they elevated her legs and Carly was, Willow. And so Willow, what happened? And so Nina's like, okay, I'm going to call an ambulance. We need to take her to GH. And she's like, no ambulance. So they get Willow onto the couch. Carly puts the blanket over her, gives her some water. And Carly looks at Nina and says, can I speak to you outside? And Nina's like, sure. So they both go outside and Nina instantly says, I did not come over here to fight with Willow. I just came over here to see if she could go help Sasha decorate the park. I did not. And Carly goes, look, Nina, I believe you. I know you did not think that Willow would faint. You didn't try to cause her to faint. She goes, but Nina, how Willow feels about you. And she may have said Willow and Michael feel about you. They've asked you to stay away. So you need to respect her wishes and stay away. And so Nina was like, okay, you're right, you're right. Because I really did not want her fainting like that. No, okay, you're right. So then Nina goes back to where Sasha is doing the decorations. And, it was a lot of progress. And she tells her, goodness, camera. She tells her what happened, and she goes, how Nina, Willow hates her. And Sasha was saying some really good things about Nina to Sam. And I thought Nina and Sasha have actually a very good relation. When Nina likes you, Nina likes you. But remember, when she found out Sasha was lying to her and that wasn't her daughter, she didn't speak to Sasha and Valentine for like a year. She started speaking to Valentine before she started speaking to Sasha, because Valentine is that charismatic and he just kept at it. But Sasha took her about a good year before she even started speaking to Sasha again. And then they just developed a friendship. Now, Carly's always like Sasha from when Sasha was with Michael, and then Carly was also the one spotting when Sasha started using drugs the first time. Carly was the one trying to help her. So, but anyway, Sasha's like, no, you're a good-hearted person, Nina. And she's, saying, but, perhaps, you should. She goes, no, I need to take Carly's advice of all people. I need to just stay away from Willow. And I thought, do you think, Nina? So Michael comes home, Carly's there, and she tells her Nina fainted. I mean, not Nina, Willow fainted. Carly didn't tell her Nina was there, and so Michael says, okay, I've got it. She goes, I still want Willow to see her doctor. Michael says, I'll take care of things, Mom. Thank you so much. So Carly leaves. And Michael tries to call Terry. And Willow's like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm calling Dr. Randolph. I need to let her know you fainted. And she goes, okay. She goes, well, I fainted because Nina was here. She wanted me to go to the park and help decorate the park with Sasha. And it really upset me. And we got and I was just yelling. And I think I just got, too upset. He goes, Nina? He goes, well, I'm getting ready to. He goes, no, Michael, please don't. Just, like stay here with me. Don't, because Michael's probably going to go to Sunny or go try to find Nina. And she goes, just, it's okay. Me fainting, she goes, scared Nina more than it scared me. I think Nina's going to stay completely away from me from now on. And so Michael said, Willow, if Nina knew that you had leukemia, she would not be coming over here arguing with you. I think we need to tell people what is going on. You just had a chemotherapy session today, a treatment. So you're in a weakened state, but nobody knows why. And she looked at Michael. So we'll see. Watch tomorrow. She's going to say, no, I don't want people looking at me that I'm chemo Willow. No, Michael. But Michael, he's right. For one thing, Carly would have known. Nina actually never would have gone over there. She would steer clear of Willow. But Carly would know more on how to help Willow or what's going on. So we'll see what she says tomorrow. But that pretty much was it. That was it for General Hospital today. Let's go to Comic Corner. Comic Corner. Michael says, good recap. Today's episode wasn't as annoying as I thought it would be. Carly is truly showing growth. I know y'all Carly fans don't like the Drew Carly storyline, but if he is encouraging this maturity, I'm definitely liking her change. However, maybe it's just guilt. Nah, she's guilty. She was feeling a little guilty because she knew that secret, that was Willow's mama that was in there. The writers can stop all the Nina Willow tensions. I never understood the need for an adversarial relationship between parent and child for a good storyline. I'm glad Sasha has an outlet to deal with her grief. Jocelyn has forgotten about poor poor little Spencer, you must mean Cameron. Poor little Cameron. Cameron who? What was the purpose of the Sonny Dante conversation? I think that's because there's going to be some tension, some trouble coming, and Dante may truly have to investigate his father. Hello there says, the one time Carly could have ripped into Nina, she probably should have, because Nina should have left Willow alone. The woman was sleeping and is pregnant. If this were real life, it wouldn't, I wouldn't have even opened the door, and she would have had to go away. I know. I guess the Quartermain Estates, which I know it does because they mention it sometimes, they have a security. You can't just come in. You can't, but people just pop in and out. Security is just like, hey, go on in, go. Okay, hey, you're not on the list. Go on up. You know, there's such a thing as a phone, but we all know Willow would not have responded to her. Of course, Nina had to come in person to be annoying. Of course she did. Deborah says, I'm going to say Sasha fits Chase better than Brooklyn ever did, and she deserves happiness. She's going to lose her money and stocks. She needs Chase to be her overseer to keep her from drugs. But today, Sam mentioned to Sasha she had a child a long time ago, and it was a girl, but she was born dead. Maybe Sam is Esme's mother. Nope. Heather could have taken her child. Nope. Sam's baby was born dead, and Sam ended up letting them use her baby's stem cells. I think it's through the umbilical cord, but no, for sure, Sam's baby was not switched or taken. Tom says Dante's Inferno has 9 circles of hells. The movie Angels and Devils Explain the 9 circles. So, I guess it's a movie. I thought that was an episode of Station 9 you were trying to tell me to watch for Brit. Sherry says, I thought when Nina was starting to talk to Willow, it was good looking out for Sasha, but then she turned on a dime. Cindy says, Nina was out of line for going over there demanding that a pregnant woman go assist decorating in the park. I know it's getting to be wintertime, right? And then to blast Willow, calling her selfish. Her conduct isn't helping her get back into Wiley's life. Michael and Willow need to keep the shades drawn when they want some privacy. A year ago, they were intimate, and Jax saw them, and that's how Jax was able to blackmail them into letting Nina see Wiley, or Michael. She blackmailed Michael. Cindy says, I didn't like it when Kiki left either. One silly mistake was they let the pulse on her neck show when she was lying on the bed dead in the stateroom, and Curtis and Jordan found her. I know the actors can't stop their pulse, but the director should have covered up, the neck, or, with clothes or another part of the sheet, or have a different camera angle that wouldn't have shown that. I didn't even notice that. And then Ruth says, no, I don't want Chase and Sasha. I want Chase and Brooklyn. Let's get the predictions right out of your head. Lady Sparkly Hat, no thank you. Oh, is that me? I'm Daily Recap Lady. Daily Recap Lady Ruth. And it is definitely Sasha and Chase. Yes. Then Annette says, I'm thinking Chase and the new singer in town. I don't even know if we're going to see Blaze again. As we say in the South, Sonny, W-I, get your hiney load of Nina. I don't know what you mean, Annette. Hello there says he already did, and it's time for him to move on from her, honey. No, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then Annette says, I always thought Kiki was Nina's daughter. I liked her. I liked her. She had a lot to offer on the show. I know. She really did. I really liked Kiki. Illegal coffee pots Get moving into Pittenville and police station, LOL. Are you talking about Sunny? Annette also says Gladys will not let Sasha have a new man. Her money and power has gone to her head. Who remembers the song Mother-in-Law? And then Hello There says, aside from whether anyone likes Holly's story or not, I think we should give a tremendous credit for the stunt woman. I know, Colby Lim, who set herself on fire for the explosion. Oh my good, yeah, good job. That's some hazardous pay, Colby. And that was no joke. Plus Emma Sands as well. She's been battling long COVID and said she had trouble standing during the scenes. Hence, that's why oftentimes she was sitting. Oh, I see now. All the best to her for her long, she has a long road. You know what? I was wondering, I didn't want to say, I thought Emma Sands was not well because I noticed her hands would shake and I noticed she still had problems, even full breath, and I thought, is she I actually kind of thought she had Parkinson's. I really did. But yeah, that long COVID is no joke. It affects a lot of people in a lot of different ways. I mean, a lot of different ways. I know people with long COVID personally. Then Shirley, Shirlette said, I think they were trying to bring Jason back. That's why they're doing this. And Ron says, okay, your prediction, can I step in a notch? Brando's not dead. Sonny faked his death to throw off the hook killer that's taking a vacation. Annette says, good call. And then NK Rose says the CCRB is, the citizen board, it's a real thing in New York. Presently to prevent officers from abusing their badges. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. And then Sheila says it's time for Nina to meet her fate for her meddling and in instigating. No, I said I was sorry for that. That's Nina's answer to I don't care. I could have said you were robbing a bank and I saw you put the bag of stolen money in the back of your car when really it was your gym bag, right? And she'll say, I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry. I may have had the police surround your house with but you know what? I'm sorry. And then Dashia says, what Gladys is going to lose all of Sasha's money, blaming for lost all Sasha's fortune. I don't quite understand that part. GH should have SB as Jason Morgan. Are you talking about Steve Burton? Steve Burton, the actual Jason? Jason Morgan should come back to help bring, if she's coming back to GH. You know what? You cut out if who's coming back to GH. I don't know who you're talking about there. And then Anariana says Brooklyn better get smooching lips ready because it's going to take a lot to get Chase back. Selfish, manipulative. Oh, wait, there's Sasha. Bye. Yes, Brooklyn. No. And yes, Sonny, make a phone call. Jocelyn is at the point of making a decision you make every day. We'll see how far pre-med goes. And then Michael, Dex, Jocelyn are a hot mess. You started it, Michael. And then she talks about, let me skim down here because it's a long, you know what, Anna Rihanna, your comment is definitely long. Everybody go back and to today's recap and read Anna Rihanna's comment. You end up saying karma is coming to Michael. Great recap. Willow needs you to let we need you to let Nina have it. Yeah, well, you know what? Willow's weak right now, weakened, in a weakened state. So she needs to stay calm for her and her baby. She needs to preserve all of her strength. So that's it. That's it for today's recap of General Hospital. Everybody have a phenomenal weekend, and I will be back on Monday.